thank all my colleagues, Senator Conrad, Senator Baucus, others who've had the lead on this. Senator Baucus has all that money over at the Finance Committee, so we've been relying on him to come up with a solution for disaster assistance and some of the other things that we want to do in the Farm Bill this year. But this really is an important issue that needs to be addressed. The common sense permanent disaster assistance program, in my view, is something that really needs to be in this next Farm Bill. If you look at what we've, as my colleagues have noted, in the past several years, since the 2002 Farm Bill, we've enacted ad hoc disaster assistance in 2003, 4, 5, 6. And in fact, if it hadn't been this year, finally, in 2007, we got disaster assistance enacted for losses that occurred in 2005. And we've got people right now who are still in the sign-up period. We're not going to have that completed until later this fall for losses that occurred in 2005. That makes absolutely no sense. We need a permanent vehicle with mandatory funding in the Farm Bill that enables us to respond when a disaster occurs across this country. And if you look at the map of this country, and this is just 2007, you all can't see this, I should have a big chart, but the blue areas are all primary disaster areas, the pink areas are contiguous disaster areas. 2/3 of the United States, or over 2,200 counties, is covered by disaster, or has been declared disaster this year. Now, the part of the country that we come from that are represented here, the Dakotas and Montana and Colorado and Utah and places like that, we don't have an abundance of rainfall some years and have some severe droughts, which we've experienced a lot in the last few years. But this affects the entire country. And farmers and ranchers and as Senator Conrad said, ranchers in particular, livestock producers, there is no alternative for them. When we have an event like we had this last summer in South Dakota, where we had heat and humidity that had created massive losses for livestock producers, there's nothing to respond. Crop insurance doesn't do it. The NAP program doesn't cover that. There isn't anything out there. And in fact, we've got a period here since the disaster bill that we passed earlier this year covers up to the early part of 2007, and we've had a lot of disasters in 2007 already that need to be addressed. And so I've introduced a bill that extends the current coverage through the end of this calendar year. But the fact is, we need to get a permanent disaster program in place so that we have a vehicle to respond to this and don't have to do it on an ad hoc basis and a year-to-year and political climates that are going to change, making it difficult for producers who've been affected by natural disasters to get access to the assistance that they need. So I appreciate all the support that there is here on the Ag Committee and some of the other committees in the Congress as we work through this Farm Bill and trying to include a permanent disaster title. Thanks.